From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Hello everyone, welcome to OpenLine. I am Ben Hall. Good show tonight. We are talking about one of the departments that really affects everyone in Metro. And this is a chance for you to call in, ask questions, or give comments to the Metro Parks Department. Again, this is a department that affects so many people in Metro. We're happy to have with us two people who can help us better understand all that we need to in regard to Metro Parks. We have, of course, Tommy Lynch, Director of Parks and Recreation. Tommy, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ben. Thanks for asking us.
And Monique Odom, the Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for asking us.
So, what do you think, as far as the biggest misperception that people have when it comes to parks? What might that be?
You know, Ben, I think it's the depth and breadth of the department. We feel like we're something to everyone, but in getting our message out, some people only use a part of the Parks Department. They may have been at Riverfront Park during the 4th of July celebration, and they go to celebrations, or they may walk on the greenways or play sports or something of that nature, but they may not be familiar with our programming and our dealings with at-risk youth at our community centers. So there's a lot of activity that goes on in the parks, needless to say, from swimming pools to ice skating rinks to nature centers. I could go on and on and on with the types of facilities we have, but I think that is the sole thing that when they think of parks, they don't get as clear a picture as we would like for them to have about our department.
And you have your own enforcement agency, right?
We do. We have a park police unit that actually is tied in with the Metro Police Department. It's really one of the good additions to help make sure that our facilities and our parks are safe. And the seamless communication with the Metro Police has really helped us. Actually, the captain in charge of the park police is a Metro policeman.
And one of the things we're talking about as the night goes on is the new master plan that you all are looking into. What is going on right now with the department?
Actually, what we are doing is initiating a countywide Parks and Greenways master plan. And at this point, we're having our first series of public meetings. We've encouraged the public to come and give their input. They can also give their input using the survey that's online at our website and on Facebook. And we just need, one of the most important parts of completing this master plan is the input from the people who use the parks, hearing what they want to see in their community, how they want to use the park. We will consider all of that in the total analysis, but that is a very, very important, critical part of the master plan.
So as you're thinking toward the future, what do you need to learn from people? Because again, I think people would say, I like parks, I want more parks. But what will this master plan, specific information could you learn from people that would help you as you plan 15 years into the future?
Oh, it's almost immeasurably as far as the amount of information that we can get and that can be useful to us. Where parks need to be, the types of activities or the types of facilities we need to have. One of the things in our Parks and Greenways master plan that has been a great addition that really came about just 20 years ago is the entire Greenway system. It's really relatively new. I feel, if you've ever seen the Ken Burns documentary about the U.S. Park Service, and they call it the United States best idea.
The best idea, yes.
I think the Greenway system has been the best idea to come to our park system in 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It connects one park to another park. It's part of the alternative transportation system. And when you think back to 2010, after the flood, after people were finished cleaning up their businesses, cleaning up their homes, people were ready to get back to their normal life, we had so many volunteers wanting to get back on the Greenway. And of course, obviously, a lot of them were around streams and rivers and were damaged by the floods. But the volunteers for the Greenways, it was amazing to see that number of people come out. And they've been so accepted. They're such an integral part of our system now. And it helps, on the other hand, that maybe people don't realize the benefit of the parks from the wellness and from the health aspect. Putting greenways near people's homes makes it easy for them to choose the active lifestyle. And it makes it easy to go out and walk. Is there nothing more natural than trying to go out for a walk? And putting this puzzle together across the county has been interesting. It's been rather difficult at times,
Sure,
but
it has,
it's a wonderful endeavor and has been a great addition to our system.
So as we talk about the master plan 15 years down the road, what about greenways could be part of that? Or could you expand them, or are they already where
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the plan across the city, is to connect them and to make sure that they are near neighborhoods. And as our city grows and our population becomes more diverse, our park system will reflect that. It will continue to grow. As neighborhoods continue to be developed in areas of the city, parks and greenways will be added to those areas as well, so that those people have the benefit of the use of those parks and greenways. And then too, in terms of programs and facilities, again, with the diversity of our population, we'd like to reflect and have program offerings that different kinds of people are able to take advantage of.
Sure, the city is booming.
Absolutely.
There's a bigger demand than ever for parks.
Well,
but parks, I mean, property is more expensive than ever. Do you have the money to get it done to make more parks?
One of the big things that we had done in the past since 2010 is we had acquired over 4,000 acres in the bends of the rivers and in various different parts of the county. One of the things about having a structured plan to deal with the number of people that are moving into Nashville takes this system, the park system, into every area of the county. A couple areas, I'll mention the southeast portion of Davidson County. If there's such a thing as a food desert, there was such a thing as a recreation desert in that end of the county. And in the last year of Mayor Dean's term, we bought a little over 600 acres out in that part of town. And hopefully at the conclusion of this master plan, we'll start planning on developing that park. And we'll have a pretty good idea from what people would want, what the different cultural people in that area would like to see. But also, we're studying what peer cities do, and we're looking at trends across the country to see what. One of the good things about being in parks and recreation, you don't have to invent the wheel or reinvent the wheel. You can steal other people's ideas, and everybody's glad when you do.
What's kind of, all right, now see, that's interesting to me. What is the new big thing with parks? Because I would think when you're talking about parks, what you're talking about is people just want some green space. They just want pretty green space and maybe a track around it. But it's more than that now?
It might be a little bit more. It used to be just we'd roll the ball out and everybody else would take over. That's part of it. But you need the green space. One of the things that we're working with the planning department now and with the Trust for Public Land, who happens to be one of the sponsors of our master plan, but we're working with them on a climate smart city to make the downtown a little cooler and not as much reflecting off of the concrete and the asphalt. Those are the benefits that parks and green space bring to the human animal, which we always have to consider that. The space, the connectivity, the activity, and then also having space for people to have events that we have a tendency to kind of enjoy those. And I think one of the things with the expansion of the city, the number of people moving into the county right now, this makes this plan even more pertinent and more important to complete, and to have something that looks at the landscape of the city and uses it as a blank canvas for us to put something where we need to put it.
And so when you look at this plan, that's interesting, Southeast Nashville, that was an area where there was a need. Are there some other areas where you think there might be a need, or where there may be something identified, or you hope to get more information specifically in this master plan? What would you say?
Probably a little bit of both. We do have an area out in the Hermitage area. We have a park that we had purchased during the same time. Part of the long-term plan would connect it to across the Cumberland River to Neely's Bend and Taylor Farm, which are two parks that are in Madison. And if we could connect Hermitage to Madison, we could bring walking paths. We could increase the usage. We would have almost a Warner Park type of park on that end of the county. And for the southwest portion of Davidson County, you had Warner Park. We will sort of have anchor parks on the corners of the county. You'll have that one in south at Hermitage. You'll have southeast at Antioch. But then also when you combine Bells Bend Park, Beeman Park, Taylor Farm, and Peeler Park, along with Warner Park, it gives us a pretty good system on the outlying counties, and then we use everything else to kind of connect them all together.
Interesting. Okay, very interesting. All right, we're going to take a break. That kind of sets the table. And now we have a couple people on the line. Hold on the line, and if you want to call in, there's the number 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. We'll start taking your calls when we come back, right after this message.